Simple steps that you can use to connect with the spirit world. Hey, beautiful soul friends. If you've ever wondered how to connect with spirit and your spirit guides, but weren't sure where to start, boy, do I have something for you. You're in the right place. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 simple steps to help you begin building that sacred connection. Ready? Let's get into it. So if you're new here, I'm Lisa, the Multifaceted Medium, and I just wanted to say welcome. What are your spirit guides? First of all, let's talk about who your spirit guides are, what they are, and where they're from. Well, there are loving, supportive energies, and some of them are assigned, like our guardian angel, to be with us our entire life. Some are our loved ones in spirit who have crossed on to the other side, and for whatever reason, maybe it's a soul contract, maybe it's something where they just want to be with you because you've asked them to never leave you. They are there supporting you, nurturing you, loving you, and helping you learn how to further your development. They can also be your ancestors. They can be angels, like I shared. They can be higher beings of light and love. So you might want to know who they are, and that's something we can get into a little further. Really stay on topic here to align with your highest and best good. That is their main job. They will never give you anything that is not of the highest and best good for you and for all those around you. These are signs that your guides are always around you. So they're always there trying to share with you different things, different tips, different ways to connect with you. And half the time, most people are what I consider completely oblivious to the world of spirit. They walk among us, is what I believe. They're not up here or down here, although I like to explain it sometimes that they're up here and down here, just so you can get that gist of who they are, where they are, and what they're trying to share with us. Here's something to think about. Have you ever had repeated numbers show up? You'll see 222, or I like to see 444 a lot of times, 111. If you've seen these numbers, these repeating numbers, I call these lucky angel numbers, but they're also spirit numbers. They are a sign that spirit is trying to get your attention for whatever way, shape, or form. If you see those numbers, put them in the comments below. What numbers do you see? How about vivid dreams? Have you ever had profound vivid dreams? I'm sure you have, because if you're watching this, you're definitely someone who's had these dreams. Maybe you've had a dream that felt like a dream, but was actually a visitation. This is when a loved one comes to you. You are completely changed by this experience, and you will never be the same because of it. These vivid dreams are signs that spirit's trying to get a hold of you. Maybe it's not a vivid dream where you can actually touch the person, but you're seeing them. Spirit is trying to connect with you. Maybe you've also had a gut feeling, like you just knew in your soul that something was going to happen, or that you shouldn't go a certain direction, and maybe you knew you needed to go this way instead of going this way, and you didn't listen, and you're like, I knew I should have listened to that. Spirit, or your higher self, sometimes is trying to get your attention. Now, spirits can't do anything for us, just like angels can't do anything for us. We all have free will, but they can always alert us or guide us. It's up to us, who are the person, the being, the human being that has the free will, to be able to step into that and actually follow through. They can only be there to support us. Your higher self can actually give you knowledge that you might not have realized you needed. So that's something you can get from your higher self that is always there for you. Again, we need to ask. So these are a couple simple steps, 3 simple steps that you can use to connect with the spirit world. Number 1, set the intention. Your intention in working with the spirit world is absolutely everything. And I mean everything. When you set that intention of what you'd like, how you want to connect or what you want to do, you're setting that intention with the energy, the ethers, the spirit guides, your loved ones. You are setting that intention, making it crystal clear, and it's not wavering. So the spirit world, the energy of the ethers, they all know what you're trying to do. So you're going to bring all that together to connect with you. It also helps you to let your guides know that you're looking to connect with them. It helps to get the ball rolling, if that makes sense. You can set an intention by literally saying, I'm setting this intention for blah, blah, blah. You can start with a prayer. Prayer is really powerful for setting intentions. If you don't believe in prayer, you can just kind of put out there what you want to see, a positive thought about what you'd like to see come into fruition in your world. And then you can also say something as simple as, I'm open to your guidance for the highest and best good. This can be simply an incredible, powerful way to connect with your loved ones in spirit, your angels, your guides, your higher beings, your higher self. Right? Step two is all about creating a sacred space. I like to use a certain area like an altar. So this is my space right here. I also have a space over here for when I do readings, and I set that up as a sacred space. But a lot of times when I'm teaching, this is my sacred space because the energy of joy here with the sunflowers, I usually have some of my oils. When I'm doing readings online, then I tend to have a lot of the cards that I'm working with. It's a sacred space or an altar that you set somewhere in your house or in your room or whatever that is, where you can set that space that's specifically for you and what you're doing in that area. And you can have crystals, and you can have coins or feathers or sunflowers or whatever really it is that lights you up. That's what that space is for, is to set that intention to be able to call in your angels, beings, the higher beings of light, your loved ones, anyone you're looking to connect with that is for the highest and best good. And the other thing you want to do is take a nice, quiet, deep breath. I like to get grounded, because when you're not grounded, you'll find that you are picking up every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming down the block. You really want to get grounded and stay in that place of being centered. Someone who does yoga, you could stand in a yoga pose, like a balance pose. I love to share this one because I think it's so important. But you could stand here in tree pose and bring that energy in where you are balancing your energy so that you are anchored. I don't know if you can see my leg, but I'm actually touching my other leg, and I'm anchoring into that energy of being connected to the earth. So it keeps me very pure, very aligned. And when you're in that space, nothing negative can come to you. When you're not, you're like squirrel, and you're like, ooh, shiny object. And whenever you do that, you literally are ungrounded. When you do that, you're picking up every, like I said, Tom, Dick, and Harry coming down the block from the spirit world. Really, you don't want to do that. A little bit of a challenging thing to learn, but it is something you can absolutely wrap your head around, and you can learn. We develop this in my classes, so if you ever want to learn more, let me know. I will help you, and we will get you going. So once you've centered yourself and you've gotten to that place where you're very balanced, you're ready to connect with spirit, step number 3 is going to be to listen and trust. Oftentimes, we want to connect with the spirit world. We're so busy talking, or maybe praying. We don't listen. So prayer is asking God for what we want, but then we have to get quiet to listen. And meditation is the key. Many people will say, I don't meditate. I don't want to meditate. I don't like to meditate. If you don't meditate, in my opinion, it's very difficult to quiet that monkey mind where you're actually able to receive words from spirit, visions from spirit. It's hard to clear this third eye, to open the clairvoyance from spirit, to have these gut knowings. Sometimes it comes in on its own and you're able to just receive it because you're kind of in a place where you're not paying attention. But when you get crystal clear and you really want to learn to develop these gifts and abilities, you have to learn to quiet the mind. And the best way to do that is to, like I said, set the intention, breathe, anchor or center yourself. It's so important. You use oils, you can use different tools that will help you get centered into that beautiful space of awakening, allowing, and connecting with the spirit world. And when you're doing that, pay attention to any thoughts, feelings, emotions, different things that come in, because they're not going to be yours, and that's how you'll know. And when these sensations come up, they just pop in out of the blue. Trust that, because that is higher beings or your higher self, the angels, your loved ones, bringing through a message for you in the way that you can receive it. Everyone receives messages differently. Every single gift and ability that we all have. Some people are going to be better at certain ones than others, but it's a development process that has to happen. And I'm going to share one more little side tip that we'll call it number 4. This is a tool to enhance your spiritual connection. It's just a little bonus. We'll call it a multifaceted soul tip. So if you're someone who's just starting out and you really want to have a tool that you could use, there are a million different tools you could use. You could use a pendulum. This is a pendulum. So you could use something like this to connect with spirit, and you can do yes, no, maybe. You can use dowsing rods where you connect with the spirit world. You can use cards. I have a deck. This is a deck of cards that is great for beginners who are looking to develop their gifts and abilities. This is my multifaceted manifestation deck. Comes in a couple different versions, but this is the VIP version. It's really nice because it comes in a really nice tin. But the cards are beautiful. They're metallic. They have an iridescence to them, and they give you a great message. Very simple for a beginner who's looking to develop their gifts and abilities. I'm gonna quick pull you one, just get a message for the collective. What does everyone need to know today that could help them with their spiritual growth and abilities? Now, I had a whole bunch jump, but we're just gonna go with this one because this is what came up. So what does your soul need to know? Very simple question. Your soul needs to know about clairvoyance. So if you're seeing this, there are no accidents. So clairvoyance, this card is a 5. It's all about big changes. This is a sign. Big changes are going to be popping into your life. You're probably spiritually awakening, so your third eye is opening if it's not already. And your clairvoyance is literally practicing clairvoyant visualizations to manifest your desires and goals. You're looking to develop with the spirit world, your loved ones, angels, guides, ascended master, higher self. Clairvoyance is going to be a big thing for you. And clairvoyance doesn't necessarily mean seeing someone standing right next to you in the spirit world. Clairvoyance can be thoughts, images, visions that pop into your third eye region. Like when I get them, they pop in and it's like, I see things, I know things, and I'm aware of things. That is also using your clairvoyance. So anyway, that is your multifaceted message. Using your clairvoyance. The best way to do that is to develop your gifts and abilities, which I will link below. It's a deck specifically for people who are beginners trying to connect with the spirit world. We use it in our classes, in our course, and it's a great tool. I call it a multifaceted manifestation because you're trying to manifest connecting with the other realms, the higher realms, the loved ones, your angels, and it's going to connect with your higher self. And the more you use these tools, the better you're going to get at working with the spirit world. Guided meditations. I'll link a guided meditation below as well that will help you connect with your loved ones in spirit. Meditations are huge with furthering that process. And again, development and developing to connect with your loved ones, your guides, your angels, ascended masters, your higher self, that is all a development process. It's not something that one day you wake up, you're like, oh my God, I'm doing it. It might happen right away, but it's going to take a lifetime of development to really get good at what it is you're learning. Like anything, it takes a long time, and mastery is like 20,000 hours. It doesn't happen overnight. But that also is the beauty of development. Development is something where you develop. Think of a flower. You don't plant a seed, turn around tomorrow and be like, it's not blooming. You plant the seed, you nurture it, you water it, you watch it grow, and it eventually turns into a sunflower or a beautiful rose or a tulip, or it's a season to come around, and that season can be a lifetime. So I have a question for you. Have you ever felt the presence of your spirit guides? Have you ever felt the presence of your loved ones, the angels, your higher self? Put that in the comments below. I would love to hear your experience so we can further the conversation and keep it going. And it's always good to know that you're not alone in feeling these things. So the more you share, then you'll see the more other people will share, because everyone wants to know that what they're experiencing, they're not weird. You're not weird. I used to write letters to the people under the stairs and the beings in my basement because I didn't know who else to ask. I wanted an answer. And of course they didn't answer me because they don't have hands to write me back. But I would hear things, I would feel things, I would experience things, and it's totally normal if you're experiencing that, and there's nothing scary about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. Keep that conversation going. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to this channel. Share this with someone who you know is really struggling and having a hard time and wanting to learn to connect with a loved one. Maybe they're going through grief and they want to know that their loved one is still present. Did you know that when people go through grief, one of the biggest ways to find healing when they're ready is to have a reading? I've had so many people who've had readings, and then when they've had a reading, they've received such healing. But first, when they're first going through grief, sometimes they need to have healing first before they can receive messages, because oftentimes what I find is if people aren't ready to receive the message, grief is so much in the forefront that they can't hear what's coming through. And they're like, why don't my loved ones connect with me? Meanwhile, they're trying to get your attention constantly. You're just not aware of it because you're still in deep grief. So there are a few different steps we can take. If you're curious about any of it, or you want to know more, or if I can help you, reach out. I would love to connect with you. So let's recap real quick. Connecting with your spirit guides starts with intention, just setting that intention. Then it starts with creating a safe space. And lastly, it's really trusting the process, what's coming through, what you're perceiving, and getting good at understanding what it is that spirit is trying to bring through to you. And remember this, your loved ones are here not to give you the answers or to make things easier, but they're here to support you in all that you do. They're here to let you know that love never dies, that you are never alone. If you wonder, God is sending you messages, or the angels are sending you messages, or you just feel so alone. There's days where I felt so alone. I'm constantly reaching out to God, the angels, my loved ones, and I ask them to literally buoy my energy and lift me up, and they can do that. Can they fix things for you? No, they cannot. We have free will. But they can help us in so many other ways. And I think sometimes just knowing you're not alone is one of the biggest lessons I've learned working with the spirit world. It's just so comforting and nurturing to know that we are not alone. We are loved, we are nurtured, we are supported. If you're ever feeling like you need that type of community to support you better and you into that space where you feel like you're seen, heard, nurtured, uplifted, you're able to step into this place where the world will have you thinking it's a scary place and there's a lot of negativity out there, and there is. But when you're surrounded by a group of like-minded people who are so nurturing, so caring, so kind, and really they just want to help each other, that's what our community is all about. So if you are interested in developing further, I'm going to have you take the quiz below. In the meantime, just go fill it out. And if you're interested, let us know, because I'm going to be running some different specials for getting into our community. And I would love to have a conversation with you and see if it's a good fit, because if it is, we would love to support you. So thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you are alerted every time I upload a new video. Let me know if you like this, and what else would you like to learn about? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be creating all kinds of cool videos that will help you further your spiritual growth and development. Until next time, stay grounded in love and connected and uplifted by spirit. And you might want to check out this next video. If it's not here, it will be in the description. I will put the next video that will help you further your spiritual development. Take care, brush your hair, peace out.